Hi, you guys. So I put together a little compilation for you guys of sort of the hotter tea of Real Housewives of Orange County season 16 as we kind of go into the reunion. And I'm releasing this video sort of to like unleash it in case you've missed any of it, just to get you up to date. You could watch just this one instead of having to go to like 7 places to do it. Often my videos, I will look for the best tea and then I'll try to like compilate it so you guys could get, you know, everything kind of cut through the crap, and here it is, okay? Because I'm that person. I can't stand fluffy, you know, I'm not a fluffer nutter. Okay. All right, so let's get into Real Housewives of Orange County and what this thumbnail is about. We're going to start with Emily and the fact that she obviously sent Kelly Dodd text messages that show that Heather... Okay, so basically what's Kelly Dodd's beef with Emily and Heather Dubrow is that she's saying Heather Dubrow's a liar. She did push someone in production when she was doing the shutdown of the set. When the lawsuit against Terry Dubrow came out with Nicole on the show, because obviously Heather didn't want and was shocked that, you know, this was becoming a storyline. I think she thought she was pretty protected with Botched and all that in Play at E, that there was no way they would allow like Terry's reputation to be called into question, but apparently they did, and that's probably because the fans kind of demanded it, because there's been a lot of bad reviews on Terry's plastic surgery practice. And so the fans kind of like dictate the storyline for Bravo. They've gotten really good at that. So Kelly was like, Emily lied. She absolutely knew that Heather pushed someone in production. And she was pissed at her, Kelly was, because Emily was texting Kelly Dodd like saying, oh my God, Heather just pushed someone, and they were having a whole conversation about it. And Noella was the only one bold enough to bring it up. Now, Noella didn't witness it, but she heard about it from someone in production. And she was trying to not break the fourth wall, Noella, and she was trying to get it across on the show without like screwing up the fourth wall, and because she thought it would get edited out, and she didn't want that. So anyway, Kelly was like upset because she was like, Emily really missed her opportunity to like basically call Heather out, Dubrow, on something that she really did that was like bad. So this is Kelly's beef, and she's showing receipts. So let me play it for you.
100%. I have the text messages to prove it. Noella is right on this one, and Emily is a liar. 100%. I have the text messages to prove it. Can I read the text messages?
Well, yeah, I have them right here.
But let me just say, she is a liar. If Emily would have just said exactly how she felt instead of going on the wrong side, on the dark side, which is Heather Dubrow, she would have made the show
Heather's
so
like
much
intimidating
better.
these women.
Emily screwed up. She thought all her eggs were in the basket for Heather. Bravo made the return of Heather so big that these girls got scared.
Very
okay,
insightful.
That's the truth. And Emily is one of these girls that wants to be in the cool girl group,
right?
And
she will do
anything and lie, and it just upsets me because, like I said, it's not the Real Housewives, fake Housewives of Orange County, and this is why this season is failing.
Just to be clear, these are text
Kelly's like,
messages
this
between
season's
you and
failing
Emily.
because I'm not in it.
And hers are in the white background, and yours are the blue background.
Correct.
So here we go from Emily. She says, I don't know how it started, but she said something to you, and then you said, yeah, that's right, you can't talk off camera. Have her say it on camera. And she said, I talked to Laser about that. Heather acts like she's on a sitcom.
Laser's our producer.
She flipped out on them and started screaming at them and tried to shut down the camera. She was yelling, cameras down. And you said...
Yeah, she's the same. I'm dying laughing. It's unbelievable.
And Emily said, I was like, what the F?
Like, what the F?
And then you said, that's why she was demoted to a friend role. And she said, I'm surprised they wanted to deal with all that.
Right. She docks down and everything's a lecture. Productions needed to break the fourth wall and show Heather's real elitist behavior. Fans would love.
She said she'd probably sue everybody.
And then Emily said she would probably sue everybody.
So I guess the point here is that she did know that there was drama. She did know about the camera being shot.
Okay, so did Noella lied? Noella did lie, saying that she saw with her own two eyes Heather push the camera guy. It wasn't the camera guy. It was the producer. Okay? She pushed Thomas Kelly. Allegedly. She did. And it wasn't out of like, she would like hit somebody. It was like, I think to like...
Get out of my way.
To get out of my way. I don't think Heather intended...
Okay, yeah. So anyway, we figured that out. But so I think that this is really interesting because Emily is obviously really getting off on like off camera, like talking SHIT. One thing that they don't read to you guys, but is in the text messages, which I wanted to read. It says, I talked to Laser, that's the producer, one of the guys, about that Heather acts like she's on a sitcom. So that's Emily complaining that Heather is trying to produce the show, like as a housewife. And that is really so annoying when you're shooting with someone. So this is going to create a lot of like backstabbing on Heather. Like she's, you know who did this on my season? Lisa Vanderpump. And it pissed everybody off. Like, I'm going to make this my show and like, I'm never looking bad and I'm not, like a whole performance. Nothing, wow. Yeah. Just saying. It's the truth. Can't lie. You could love her all you want, but that's the truth. So another thing that they don't read, but is in the text messages is Emily complaining, like, are we allowed to shut down production if we don't like what they're doing? Because I've never been able to do that before. In other words, she says, like, are we even allowed to do that? Like, how is Heather getting these special rules? Well, we all know why, because she's getting a spinoff show. And this is like, yeah, this is basically Real Housewives of Orange County is like the teaser for her spinoff show with, Terry. So like all these women are the underdog with Heather in this edit, unfortunately. What really bothers me about this is Emily blatantly lying on camera because it's lame. Like, that was a moment she could have really, really done some good there, and she didn't. So Emily is like, I don't know. She's not bringing her authentic self to the show. And I'm not an Emily fan, so I have full disclosure. I haven't ever liked her. She did a really mean video on her Instagram about me. And I was like, I don't know. Like, I don't know you from anything. Why are you coming for me? It was just annoying. And it was almost like she did it to be like, I'm gonna, the fans think your thing's iconic. I'm gonna like poop all over it. And I just thought like, well, how unnecessary. Just because you haven't had an iconic moment on your 7 million years on the show isn't my fault. Anyway, the story goes that for some reason, none of the housewives that were shooting that day with Heather saw it, the hit or whatever, the push, the shove, I don't know what it is. And so it's all alleged, right? But what they did capture was Heather shoving the cameraman lens. And so that could have been what everybody was kind of talking about, because you're not supposed to put your hands on the camera or the producers unless it's like by accident, So it was really that might very well be what everyone's talking about. But anyway, beyond that, no one saw it. It's alleged, whatever. I think that for me, seeing her push the cameraman lens was enough. I mean, you know what I'm saying? In all the time that I shot the show, and even though you don't see me a lot necessarily on the different seasons, I'm shooting the whole time. They're just editing me. Never saw a cameraman touched by any woman. Now, given that I was on the Beverly Hills one, so not the same as some of the others, but I'm just saying it's pretty outrageous what Heather did. Don't think it's something that happens a lot. So anyway, so Heather Dubrow is basically saying that it didn't happen and whatever. She's doing a relationship show, so she's got to look out for her image, I guess. She can't look unhinged. Anyway, Emily ghosted Kelly after, I guess, she revealed these text messages or said she was going to. I don't know. And then Emily is now definitely going to ghost her after this video. But Shannon supposedly is talking to Kelly. So I guess Shannon, which is weird because Shannon turned on Tamra when Tamra got kicked off the show. But Shannon seems to have stuck by Kelly, even though Kelly's no longer on the show. Now, Emily was close with Kelly and then distanced herself supposedly after Kelly got fired or whatever it was, right? And so, but Shannon didn't. So it's a really unusual dynamic amongst all these women. It's not unusual when you leave the show to have everyone abandon you, unfortunately. Yeah. It's like they don't need you anymore. Very sad. Anyway, Kelly goes on to say that Nicole was never friends with Heather. That was manufactured by the producers. Okay, so then Kelly says, this was in her last little show she did, that she is not the lowest paid Orange County housewives and that there was a lot of bad reporting about her salary, that she's actually made a lot of money on Housewives. I just want to say Kelly could take me to dinner anytime. I'm poor now, so I would love it. Anyway, Rick, really gets upset at like the false reporting by these blog sites or whatever. Anyway, Kelly then goes on and says that she thinks Noella was faking it when she was like screaming in front of the camera about her dad dying. And just like, maybe not faking it, but like over dramatizing it for the cameras. Anyway, that was Kelly's position. Let me play what she said, because she is accurate about the Noella tea that she drops. That's Kelly pretending to be Noelle.
It seemed pretty staged.
I thought she didn't have any relationship with her dad. I understand.
She
poor
didn't,
Noella.
actually.
A lot has gone. Like, her husband left her. She was only married a year.
Yeah.
She's got 2 kids. Her dad wasn't really there for her ever. But I get it. I mean, all this negativity, horrible stuff is coming at you. I get it. You're squatting in a house you can't pay for. It's a lot. I get it.
Shady.
Yeah, but maybe the drama was a bit much. I don't know. For me.
Well,
Rick didn't like the scream.
What's worse is when Gina keeps talking about what happened to her with her husband and beating the crap out of her. And like that right there.
What bothered me was that Gina had zero sympathy for Noella, and I get that she's
none of them had any sympathy for her.
None of them do,
except Shannon.
Shannon, but even that was the same.
Okay, so then Kelly talks about, I guess, Emily's friend who wants to be casted on the show, so she hangs out with Emily all the time shooting. But that may be not true, because first season I was with Taylor. I didn't want to be on the show. I was just hanging out with Taylor because it was fun, The first season was fun. It was. Okay, hold on one second. Let me play this for you.
About Noella and her divorce, and they acted like mean girls. Gina started a new fight because she claimed that she was so hurt that Noella didn't remember Gina's friend.
Tatiana. And by the way, Tatiana has been so thirsty to get on the Housewives.
Yeah.
That's the tea.
Tamara and I talk about it all the time. And I bet you Tamara talks about it on her podcast.
She just seemed...
That Tatiana is so thirsty. She wants to go to every event. She's always there. Her and her friend Jody. It's so annoying.
Well, Shannon...
Emily's friend Jody is always on too. But they're like just so bad want to. Like Tatiana moved from like the East Coast.
Oh my gosh, Tatiana. She's already being dragged. She's not even on the show. Hold on.
On the show.
Or to try and be on
the show. To be on the show, yeah.
Well, Shannon didn't remember her either. And it just felt contrived to me that Gina was like coming after Noella for something else, and now and interrupted her story to accuse her of not remembering her friend and how important that was to her.
God, there's just nothing.
And
their clothes, you guys. And this is not how people in Aspen dress. And did you notice?
I've got to give you the tea on that. So Kelly is really pissed that they are shooting in Aspen on the one season she's not on in like years, because she hangs out in Aspen a lot and is like very popular. This is her self-described thing, but that she believes that she's very popular in Aspen. And she was like, oh my gosh, people are so fashionable and it's like a party and all this. And by the way, it is. And she's right. But she feels like they're depicting the ladies in Aspen so fakely because none of them are really staples in Aspen, and they don't know like the hip spots. They don't know what to do. Like they're not high fashion there. So she just feels like, I can't believe that this is how they're depicting Aspen on OC. It's a travesty. And then she's like, I can't believe they did this to me. Like, is this a secret FU to Kelly? Because she always wanted to do a group trip. Now, a picture dropped out on the internet of Noella last week, and a lot of the fans were commenting, like, why is Noella have a sex dungeon, and why is she so into sex, and what's up with these, like, sexy pictures of her? Anyway, there's a past that you guys might need to know about. I can't really talk about it on YouTube, but let's just say that she used to have a beauty business and it delivered, and the people felt a lot better after she came over and did her beauty treatments. And I'll leave it there. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So now I found this interview that Heather gave, and Heather is dropping a hint that's a warning to Noella.
Boys, but then like when Heather wants to take a shot at you, she's
Sheena
like
talking about
right here.
Heather shooting a bullet through someone's head.
She takes a shot, she takes a shot to kill.
But this is so typical Noella. She says something about my karma, and I go, my karma? I think you're living your karma. You know what I'm saying? Like, because by this point, I know a lot about Noella's backstory, and I don't understand how she can throw the word karma at me. Like, my karma's good. I'm a good person. I have a nice life. I have a good family. It's not perfect, but I'm proud and grateful. What I don't need is a person hurling lies, not just to me, but to my friends.
I don't want to talk about this. If you bring it up, she's the one who brought it up. She's the one who keeps questioning, my sanity.
You don't say things that are hurtful?
What have I said that's hurtful?
Oh, I don't know. That I slam people against the walls.
Are we going there? So it's like, well, no, I'm not insane. You kind of acted crazy this night, and that happened. And, I'm kind of just quietly, trying to figure this out.
Dancing.
I saw you physically shove a camera right in front of me and then go off.
So at some point, I just to shut it down, I'm just, true or false? Did you put your hands on any member of the crew the night of your dinner party? Because I saw her push a camera. So, and she said false. I'm like, good, that this is your karma. Like, whatever, it doesn't matter. Like, and I use it in the sense, so karma isn't cause and effect. Karma is, are you going to learn, like, from your life?
So Noella now does this, like, big explanation of karma. It's really important for us to listen.
I'm a better person and for your soul to evolve.
You're such a liar, Noella.
I just appreciate you calling me a liar.
Thank you, Noella, for that spiritual tip. It means so much. Okay, you guys, if you like my videos, like, subscribe, and hit the notification button. What do you think about Emily? Do you like her? Do you like her on this season? How you feeling about Gina? How do you feel about Kelly's intel or insight on everybody? Are you shocked about Noella? Are you, what do you think about Heather? I'm dying to hear, so let's do this. Okay, bye.